Well, I apologize for the delay. I have completed my first year of Chapter 13 bankruptcy. I just wanted to give an update. I know that I have quite a few comments asking for some type of review of my 1 year anniversary and kind of where I'm at. So I'll give you a rundown. The most important thing to me when I was deciding to do the Chapter 13 was my credit score. Basically, your credit drives everything in your life as far as if you can get a house, if you can get a car, basically your status in life. So that was the biggest thing about filing for Chapter 13. I didn't know where my credit score would go. So here's my rundown. All right, so one of the main things I wanted to look at was where my credit was before the Chapter 13. So I was at like 635 and Equifax was 637. Um, my biggest thing was to get to 615 to get my house originally, and then after I accrued all this debt, I could not get anywhere past 635. I mean, no matter what I did, it always stayed the same. My credit cards were always maxed out. I would pay them down and then max them out again. So I never could change the 635. So after Chapter 13, it dropped to 572. And then after 90 days, you seen a change back to around 640. And then in Equifax was 678. So those were numbers I haven't seen probably in 5 years. So now I want to give you an update on after 1 year. So after 1 year, I'm at 717 and 731. I haven't seen those numbers probably ever in my life. That's a 25% increase over a year. I was able to get a credit card. One of the main things people are like, oh, you're not going to have credit. You can't buy anything, whatever. So I was able to apply for a credit card. They gave me $2,000. So my goal on that is to kind of use that to help build the credit. I've already been offered a credit balance increase. I declined it. I just don't want to have um, more debt, so I kind of use it, to rent a car or if I want future plans, I'll put that there and then I'll pay it off later on. But after 1 year, I have went up 25%. Right, just to review my payments for the month, these were all my bills originally 1 year ago. I'll show you the change from that day till now. First thing is, I was able to pay my car off. Um, I knew that time was coming, but it got to a point where I didn't know to overpay my car or to overpay my credit cards. I was at that point where what do I want to do? Because the main thing is when you're in debt, you want to pay off one thing so that you can kind of snowball into other cards or other debt. So my car was one of those ones where I had a good interest rate and I just was going to keep it open before the or after I paid off the cards. But with no cards, I was able to overpay my car, and now that it's done. Right, these are my payments now. So my mortgage is back at 850. It was originally 1250, and that was because I owed escrow and they added to the payment. I actually owed I think $10,000 in escrow, and that was due to back taxes and some water bill that was like $5,000. I was able to overpay my mortgage and to get it back to regular amount, which is 850. I'm currently paying $1,000 a month, so I have an extra 150 that goes to the principal every month. Also, my phone bill and the internet, I actually got those lowered. If you find yourself in a position where you're cutting out these bills, you could actually call those companies and tell them that you need to lower the rate or you're going to cancel. One of the things is my phone bill gave me like a 15% discount, and the same thing with the internet. I was paying like I think $20 a month for the router, and I basically said, hey, I want to buy my own router. or I'm gonna cancel. And they basically took that rental fee off. My car insurance actually went down because with Progressive, they have this little stick that you put in your car, and if you go like 30 days driving safe, they will lower your amount. So it says 230 here, it's actually $200. And then my student loans is actually more because I went back to get my master's degree. So my work is paying for half of it, and I'm paying for the other half. But what you will notice is my car payment is off there. So I'm going to use that car payment into my savings and then start growing that. So back to the payments, what is withdrawn from my account every 2 weeks is 204, which comes out to 4,900 a year. That has not changed. From the original video to this video, it did change. It went up about $18, but I don't see any changes in the near future. So I had a question. Basically, somebody asked my original video. I said my bankruptcy cost about $1,000 out of my pocket, and then they said they were quoted at like a $3,500 or 5,000. Well, that is true. What happens is they charge you an upfront fee to do all the paperwork and to get it approved, and then once it's approved, while you're in bankruptcy, the trustee will pay your lawyer. So what I looked up was the very first bill that was paid out of all of my credit cards and whatever was my lawyer. So my lawyer is now 100% paid off, and then now the trustee will move on to the next debt. But it was, I think, $5,000 total. So this is a sheet that you will see after you're in bankruptcy. NDC is a National Data Center. They basically will send you all the data from your Chapter 13 monthly. I get this alert every 2 weeks in my email saying that 207 was deducted from my paycheck. And then you can click the link and it will show you how your money is dispersed. It'll show what bills are paid, how much is owed, and basically what the trustee is paying with the money. So it's kind of cool to kind of look at what your money is actually doing. Um, Honestly, it really doesn't matter to the person that's in Chapter 13 because your payment doesn't change and your debt doesn't go away. So it's basically just showing you what the trustee is paying. Okay, so when I filed for Chapter 13, I had $0 in savings, which was a common thing every month. I was basically living check to check or with credit cards. After the first 90 days, I was able to save about $1,200. So basically, I continued to overpay my mortgage, overpay my car, but then I still had money that would have went to credit cards that I was able to start saving. So right now, I have about $7,800 in 1 year from savings, but that number is gonna jump because I am saving $250 now more a month because I got rid of the car payment. I lowered my cable, I lowered my phone bill. So now I'm putting money into stocks, and then I'm putting money into dividend stocks, and I have some money in savings. So it's liquid. I mean, if I needed it, I can get it tomorrow. So it's just a good feeling to have something to fall back on. But once again, if you're thinking about doing it, this is basically what has happened in the year, and I would definitely recommend doing it. I mean, I was at a point where I could have overpaid for the next 5 years and still wouldn't have anything in savings or be in this position. So I was at a point where it was either me get another job or do a Chapter 13. And, you know, I think this has completely flipped my life, and I'm thankful for it. All right, well, if you have any questions, just shoot in the comments and I'll be on it. Thank you. Bye bye.